Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another episode of Neos Land, talking about the Kickstarter, talking about the game, talking about everything you want to know. This is Q&A today with the very famous Jacques Rousseau. Hello, Jacques. Oh, there we go. I forgot to turn your volume on. I couldn't hear you laughing. Okay, so we've got our next item is something called Magic Pot. Now, I just have to state the obvious, but when you smoke pot, don't you think that everything's magic?
I think we already did the magic pot.
We did?
You keep
Yes,
going.
we did.
Oh no, there we go, magic pot. Yeah, I was thinking about
see,
the
you've been
cooking
smoking.
pot. Sorry.
You've been
No, the
smoking
magic
too
pot's
much
a
magic
different
pot.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit choppy.
Yeah. Is this pot now? It's not a pot as in a plant. It's pot as in like a vase or something to plant something in. Is this something where we're going to plant something, or what is this pot used for?
To imprison souls of the enemies.
Yeah. So if you're planting plants, right?
I think we've got some connection issues here.
So
I think Google's having some issues today.
Well, you're fine. It's Jacques who's a bit choppy.
It's because of the magic pot.
Yes. Time is now much slower, and everything goes into infinity. Why does everything have to relate to itself? Going in circles. Yes. So, Jacques, okay, so
there we go.
Do we have you back here? Okay, there we go. Okay, so the magic pot. Explain to me what the magic pot is for.
well, when you do plants and stuff, when you plant herbs and stuff like that, and other types of plants in your house and stuff, you're going to need some pots and stuff. So with the pot, it allows you to, you have to maintain it. So you're going to have to put water in and stuff like that every couple of days to maintain your plants and stuff that you put in.
Mm-hmm.
And with the pot, you actually that allows you not to have to do that. Like it's self-maintaining, you could say.
Oh, okay, self-watering.
Yeah.
Okay. So, very good, very good. Okay, so, do we have, let's see here, Saint, you got another question lined up for us?
Yes, I do, actually. This is pertaining to new players in the game. This person would like to know, will there be any sort of player protection for new players coming in? For example, 1 week or till they gain a certain skill or level. I know there's no levels in the game, so I think they mean more pertaining to skills.
Well, put it this way, there's going to be a lot of places that's going to be automatically protected areas where not protected as such, but if you get PvP there, there's a good chance the people will die, maybe because you're close to guards and stuff like that, or even in certain areas. So there's a certain amount of protection already built into the system without just saying if it's a new player or not in certain areas, right? So by the time you get out of those areas, there's a good chance you should know anyway where you are and what you're doing by that time already. But I mean, we haven't discussed this yet, how we're going to be doing that, if they're going to have protection set up on a certain basis. That'll also coincide most probably with the 7-day trial version as well, if you're doing a 7-day trial version or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. In most of the games, you just don't wander too far away because you get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
And so you stay within the protected area. That brings me to another question. What do you think we will be? How do you think we'll be starting the game? Are we all going to get dumped into the same town? Like all of us Kickstarter people, when we first get access, do we all get dumped into the same town? Are we sprinkled all over the place? Or how does that look to you?
To me, I think it's going to be more of a sprinkle all over the place, because especially the first couple of people that logged in, like the first week or two, because it's when you log in, there's going to be very little things there. The alpha and beta testers are the people that's going to be creating a lot of the the towns and the areas of interest and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So that
we'll
means-
be spawning people in a few places so that you can, we can basically populate and settle the world. That's what it's all about right in the beginning.
What if my wife Lisa's playing too, and of course we want to play together? What happens if we end up on two different continents?
Well, what we'll do is when we say that sprinkle, we'll have options maybe for you when you log in to which town or which area you want to go to. So that way, we're still doing the spreading, but like you say, if you guys wanted to go to the same area, you can go to the same area, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, and Ink brings up a very good question here. In alpha and beta, is there going to be some sort of wipe that happens before we go live?
Well, at this point, I would say definitely no, because everything that's going to be available from the Kickstarter is going to go into the alpha and beta availability for you. So if we do a wipe, we're going to end up with problems of you doing it all over again, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I personally do not want to do any wipe and so on. But that also being said, you never know what can happen once we release. Maybe some bug comes up and we have to do a wipe.
Mm-hmm.
But we prefer not to be doing anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agreed. If we can do it all in one shot, that's best. But the definition of alpha is absolutely does not work, and then the definition of beta is barely works.
Yeah.
So there could be issues. We'll see.
Guys, ready?
Yep.
Okay. I have a question here regarding purchasing land. They would like to know, if I run off into the middle of nowhere, say I travel extremely far away, how could I buy my land?
So say again, if you wanted to try.
I think what he's meaning is, do I need to go to a town and say I want to purchase, this set of land in this set area, or can I just go out exploring and find that land in the middle of nowhere and still purchase it?
Yeah. So how it works, the system is, wherever you're running around, you'll be using a probe, or we have a little thing that you click on, and it probes the area to see if there's buildable grids of land. So you can be anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. Once you probe it, and these grids will show up on the ground. If you've seen the video, you'll be able to click on them, and when you click on them, it'll give you somebody else. You can also get details of who bought it and so on from it, and a little bit stats from it. So when you click on it, you get this interface that pops up, and then it allows you, if it's available to be bought, you can actually buy it. Now that being said, that same system we can use for, say for instance, somebody else bought a piece of land and you want to buy it from them. Yeah, that can be noticed. Yeah, you can send a notice to that person, and by that same interface as well. So now you won't be going to the town and back to the town or anything like that, because all that is done in real time at the exact point where you are.
Okay. How expensive do you think land is going to be at the beginning? How many rabbits am I going to have to kill and skin to buy my first gold purchased piece of land?
Well, we haven't got an exact number at the moment, but that's information that we'll definitely be releasing in the next couple of weeks or so as we go along.
Okay, and I'm sure that's all subject to change, because there could be a lot of stuff to that, and I wouldn't want to make it too easy. I really think that's a perfect opportunity for a gold sink.
Yeah.
Or even that as the more land gets taken up, it costs more.
Yeah, I think it should somehow be linked maybe with a market level or something like that, to manage it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe link it to as close, the price is connected to how close it is to the closest town.
Well, that may be too. There will be some land that's more valuable than others, but people may grab those first, and if it works on a sliding scale to where the land is the first people that are in there first get land at kind of a cheap gold price, but then it keeps going up. The more percentage of land is gobbled up, and so that hopefully there would always be some land available but when it gets down to the last 10% or something, it becomes astronomically high priced.
Well, the other side of it is also maybe, you know, when you look at the system in place, because you're going to be looking for the land, it's not going to just show you that this is where there's land. You know, some areas might never be found or so, right? And nobody explores it and tests it there. So, you know, what I would love to do personally is, even though we said like it goes up and so on, but for land that's been bought, that's never been bought by anybody, I personally think we should still leave that at the same price when you start. So that'll be like, at that stage, it'll be like finding a treasure, right? If you're one of these people that finds this pieces of land that's never been seen in a game and it's like 6 months down the line or whatever, I mean, how exciting isn't that to find that? It's unbelievable for that person, and you know, that feeling. I think I definitely want to cultivate something like that.
I got my one square in the middle of the mountains, up on this peak. I have no idea. I'm going to place a vendor there and hope that I make lots of sales. Obviously, nobody else has ever looked at it.
You never know. You might.
Yeah, I'll sell skis so they can get back down off the mountain. Food.
Yeah. Yes, ice cubes.
Ice cubes, yes. Snow cones.
Yellow snow cones.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go there. Yellow snow cones, yes, okay. So, okay, what's our next question?
Okay. Some people are wondering, how will you handle death in this game?
By grieving.
Correct.
Sorry, it had to be said.
So, Jacques, how will we handle death in the game? What happens to our character when we die?
Just here.
I think we're having
Well,
some
that has
connection
not
problems.
been finalized as of
Okay.
yet. Yeah, definitely. I can't hear some of the things sometimes.
Yeah. So, so with death, should that be another roundtable discussion, or?
I think the death bit.
Yeah, that's still in discussion. I think we haven't finished.
Yeah, I'd say death and protection could probably kind of fit into one round table, I think.
Yeah, what you lose when you die, things like that.
You know, protection, when people, you know, hiring NPCs for your establishment. I think all of those could really go into like one good round table.
Kind of goes along with
protection.
PvP as well.
PvP, yeah. See, all those could really be into a nice round table. Yeah, I think that would work well.
Yeah, those are all individual subjects, though, I think.
I have one more question on land, and then the next 7 questions I have are all regarding towards exactly what you're saying right now for roundtable, PvP, and death and combat. So I'm going to put those to the side and just follow up with this question here.
Jack's just dropped out.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's the Canadians today are having some issues with it.
Yeah, I know you guys just keep
I
bouncing
keep getting
up and
kicked.
down offline. Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah, he probably is trying to rejoin right now. So, okay. So, hit us with it anyway. Because
I get you with this. I believe you guys were discussing this in a previous episode, and I'm sure that you can put some insight into this. They would like to know, the moment I purchase land from somebody else, will that land be, the protection of that land be transferred?
So so I
you're
just
back.
had to reconnect. Sorry for that.
That's
Because
okay.
it was way too choppy. I couldn't hear anybody talk.
I will say the question again. They
Yep.
would like to know, will protection be transferred if I purchase the land from somebody else?
Yeah, so once that land has got a setting changed on it, like whatever setting it is, if it's going to be from the Kickstarter with some tax benefits or the protection that's put on it, right, the setting for ownership, that's transferable through the land, and you can't change it to another piece of land. Like it's only transferable from that land, so that if you're selling it, you can sell it for real money as well.
So there will be no, hello, I purchased land A, I now own land B. Can I transfer my protection onto land B?
No, because the big reason for that is to prevent scamming and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we won't be doing that, no. whatever the properties is on that land, that's what it's going to be sold as and transferred as.
So I have an update. Beep, 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 beep. Breaking news. Neos Land is now listed on Twitch.
Nice.
Oh.
We are broadcasting right now as the game Neos Land. So
that is good. I've been waiting for that one.
yes, even though it says it's a stub, and they tell me that stubs won't work, but it let me select it. So we now have a game name. Okay, continue on. Okay. What else we got here?
Okay, as I said, like, the last 6 questions I have are all about combat and PvP. I'm not sure if you want to go into these subjects now or not.
Well, let's, yeah, I mean, we may have to pass and just say that, you know, we got to do a roundtable on that, but let's try.
Okay. First question on this list is, how will combat be? Hotbar and target based or skill based, as in if you have to aim it yourself?
Let's see. Well, personally, I would like to have it a little bit skill based. Like that's what I think is a more of an interesting game than just clicking on something and then everything gets done for you. Like also combining certain abilities that you use, you know, and then creating additional abilities. So it's not just a normal just click and then wait and sit back and then like World of Warcraft where everything gets done, you know. But also the way that you're playing.
Yeah, I agree too. The path of MMOs coming out now are looking to be more engaging with their combat.
Yeah.
We could just go down the list, like, you know, Elder Scrolls is an active combat. It's action-based combat. You swing your sword, you block with a shield. WildStar has taken a hybrid of the tab-based and skill-based to come up with a very neat system that I'm fully aware of, where you disarm an enemy in the world, their sword goes flying into the world, and they have to actively go out and grab that sword to be able to use it again, to rearm themselves.
Let me touch base on that real quick, Saint. Don't you find that would be an annoyance more than anything?
No, that's actually skill-based, because if you're putting the CC, quote unquote, the creature control or whatever, into the player's hand where they can actively minimize the effect of the CC, it becomes more of a skill base instead of just sitting there being stunned for 8 seconds while Rogue stabs you in your back till you're dead. Because now you also have to take in positioning when you're in a battle. Do I want to hang over this cliff and fight this person so he throws my sword over the side of this cliff or not?
I think that also we're seeing for the first time, you know, there's Hearthstone, which is in beta right now, which is very popular, and it's card-based. And Shroud of the Avatar is using a card-based system, which I find to be very interesting in an MMO. They're kind of a hybrid in between MMO and multiplayer, but it looks like you know, combat in there is going to be turn-based, card-based, which is very foreign to me, but I understand it's popular in some games.
Interesting. Well, that's what games were like way back in the day, right? Like, you look at the Final Fantasies and stuff like that. I mean, those were all, you know, I do a move, you do a move, I do a move, you do. So it's more strategic. So what people are doing now is they are bringing in these card-based things where it's strategic, but it's also, this is just my opinion, that it's also somewhat luck-based too. It's the luck of the draw. It's what I get, you know, I can go ahead and play on. And that's very interesting that Shroud's actually doing that.
This, you bring your card set with you.
Yeah.
So if you're going out adventuring, you bring a particular set with you. If you're going out mining, you would bring a different set with you. Like, you wouldn't be looking for trouble, you'd be looking a lot more at defense and stuff like that. So
yeah, that could be a way of doing your PvP. So there could be multiple different ways of doing your PvP.
It's very interesting. I really think that now, Jacques, I think that combat is a pretty hot subject that a lot of people want to know about. And
Yeah, I think we should do a roundtable with that.
I think so
Very
too,
soon.
and I think that it should be very soon on the list. Like, maybe we should do it tomorrow. I think that there's a lot of people. Saint, you really
Yep.
have a pulse on all the questions being asked. What would you say is the highest thing on the list right now that people want to know about?
Combat.
Okay, so other than the land ownership, which we addressed today.
Yes.
So, okay, so we'll do a roundtable tomorrow for combat, and I think that'll be good. And Jacques, you and I can talk to see whether or not we want to do that like first or second hour, so okay, so very good.
Are you again?
Yeah. Actually, it's you're that breaking up, but who's to quibble?
Canada has good internet. Leave us alone.
Yeah.
Just like they have real bacon, right?
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
hey.
maple bacon.
Now it's getting personal there, friend.
And
getting personal now.
And at the bakeries, you can get like making bacon maple bars.
Come on now. Easy, Tigers. Easy.
Dude, the bacon maple bars are the best.
You made him leave.
You realize he's already asking for a truce, Marky, right? The white flag has been raised.
Yes.
Hey, we've got red and white on our flag. Leave us alone.
Okay. So let me ask you a question here, Saint. Do you have any items that are not about combat or PvP in here? Because I think PvP is going to be a very close second to combat, and then probably the progression probably goes something like combat, PvP, and death in the round tables that are probably the most wanted.
No. Every question on here is for one of those three.
Okay. So, okay, Jacques, are you able to hear us okay at this point? No. Okay, well, I'm going to make a judgment
still
call
breaking
here.
up.
Okay.
Getting a little bit here and there.
So I'm going to make a judgment call here and say, due to bad weather conditions in Canada, that this will be the last live episode for this evening, and that tomorrow we will focus on combat for a roundtable tomorrow, and let's see if we can get that all ironed out. My suggestion will be that we do it in the first hour, because maybe in the second hour, then we can ratify some things with Jacques if everything pans out, kind of like we did today. And then if we have some time, we can get some Q&A in there as well.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good idea if we can do that.
Okay, so we will do that tomorrow. The schedule is the live schedule is always posted below the video on Twitch, and for tomorrow it's 3 o'clock Eastern, which would be 8 o'clock UK, 9 o'clock in Germany, and noon Pacific time. And for Jacques, a special 1 p.m. Mountain.
I'd like to make one quick comment.
Yes.
To those that are watching on YouTube and also in chat, your voice means a lot to the development of this game. So the comments that you leave on YouTube and the forum posts that you put are helping shape this game. So don't be shy if you are watching on YouTube or in chat to ask any question. All these questions can be answered.
Also, if YouTube is not enough room for you to leave a comment or question, then please go to the forums where you should sign up anyway if you're interested in the game, so that you can have a voice in the forums and participate there, and post your questions, post your ideas, and everything, and then we look forward to you helping to shape this game. So, and that's what it's all about. We, the players. This is like the Constitution, Declaration of Independence. This is our Declaration of Independence from game publishers. We're just going to go straight to a game developer. We the people.
Can I
who
just
play the
say
games.
one thing?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me. Just wanted to mention, what I'm busy doing is we're adding some of the questions that's very pertaining to everything on the Kickstarter page as well at the bottom for a question answer thing. So you can see some of them there as well. So don't be shy to ask questions, because that's where we want to go with it too.
Okay, okay. Okay, well, we are done for this evening due to bad weather in Canada, causing horrible internet conditions. They probably had a shark bite in their internet line between Florida and Canada, but you know. He doesn't even get the joke because he can't hear the whole thing. It's so sad. Okay, that's it. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and join us tomorrow for more episodes.